So I am back with a 1 year post Charlotte move back to LA update. What I want to do in this post is talk about some of the things that I noticed that have been drastically different from me living in Charlotte to my move back here in Los Angeles. The number one thing is housing. Obviously, everyone knows housing in Los Angeles is ridiculous. I stayed with my dad for like 8 months before I was able to find a place that I thought was affordable for me. I already had a plan, so I knew that number one, I wanted to save money once I got back home, because in LA, you literally can never have too much money saved. I needed to figure out a way to save money, but also find a place that was affordable for me, that was in a secure location that I wanted to be in, and not that I was pushed to be in because it's basically all that I could afford. It literally took me 8 months to find a place. In Charlotte, when it comes to apartments, that is not a problem because Charlotte has new apartments literally popping up at every single day. And they're not shabby apartments. They are actually quality apartments that have amazing amenities. Like, I've seen tons of apartments in Charlotte just because I did real estate there, and I was going to different apartment complexes trying to secure deals for residents that were relocating and those who were looking for, rental assistance or whatever. Charlotte has tons of apartments for people who are moving to the city regardless of your budget. Comparing those two, there's a clear contrast in the pricing and availability of property. The place that I have now, my rent is $1,500. I have a 1-bedroom, and like I mentioned in my minimalist video of my apartment tour, I gave the bedroom to my daughter because I wanted her to have her own private space where she can close a door, and then I have a rollaway bed that I bring out to sleep at night. This is not a permanent situation. This is temporary until I kind of save the amount of money that I feel comfortable with, and then I will upgrade to a larger place. Housing is probably one of the major things that socked me in my mouth as soon as I got back, because I did not think it was going to take as long as it took for me to find a place, but it did. And now I'm happy that I'm in a place that is well within my budget, and that also allows me to save money. Difference between Charlotte, the place that I had in Charlotte was like $1,675, $1,700. The reason why it seems so expensive there in comparison to LA is because the opportunity for work and the amount of money that you make working is not the same in North Carolina. North Carolina, the pay is not great at all. Los Angeles, everybody's hustling. There's so many opportunities for work. You can literally have 3-4 different sources of income that help pay your bills. In Charlotte, everyone's kind of on that one job kind of track. They're not really trying to hustle. There are a lot of married family situations, and because it's just me, obviously I'm covering all the rent. It's me and my daughter. I am paying all of the bills for the most part. Well, there's really no opportunity to make money like that in Charlotte like there would be in Los Angeles. Obviously, Los Angeles is a much bigger city with a lot more going on, so it's give and take. And you have to take it with a grain of salt, because although there's more opportunity, you're paying for a lot more. So I just touched on this, jobs. So when I was in Charlotte, I was working as a realtor, and I was also doing little things on the side. So I was doing Grubhub, Postmates, and just any kind of jobs that I could kind of pick up here and there. I have a craft service business, so I was driving to Atlanta to go do craft service jobs, which is never suggested because that's a 3.5-hour drive that I was making there, and 3.5 hours back. And then just depending on when the job wraps, you may have to get a hotel room, you have to pay for gas. So it wasn't an ideal situation for me to have to go to Atlanta. In my mind, it seemed like a good idea at the time to advertise my business, my services in Atlanta, but then I realized, yeah, probably not a smart move, given the fact that my daughter was in school and I really didn't know anybody like that in Charlotte. I had acquaintances, but I really wasn't close to a lot of people. It just made it that much harder to have to try to figure out a situation for my daughter whenever I got a job request for craft services. I was making money, but just not at the pace that I make it in Los Angeles. Here in Los Angeles, I'm still working in production. I still have my craft service business. I still have a lot of opportunities to make money. A lot of them come from production. I was working as a doula for a few months. I took a break from that because there was just like a lot of bureaucracy. I'm laying low with that. I still very much want to do that because I love working with new moms and babies, but like I said, it's just a lot of other things that have to be considered. Commission work from being a realtor was small. I honestly was putting out more money for advertising and all these various things to put my business out there than I was actually making. So I probably lost money. But all in all, it was a good experience because I did learn the city quickly. I did network and meet lots of people. It just wasn't giving me the return on my investment that I would have liked. And so I was supplementing my income with all of these other things that I was doing. And they were not consistent every single month, so I was pulling from my savings. It helped me to make the decision to move back to California a lot easier. Whenever it involves your income, it's just an easier decision when you know you can go somewhere else and make 3 times the amount of money that you were making in, the place that you were in. Originally, I decided to move back to Los Angeles because I ended up being diagnosed with Graves' disease. And like I said, I was out in Charlotte by myself with my daughter. I didn't have any immediate family there, and I needed assistance. I was not feeling well. My health wasn't what it should have been. And so it just made it that much harder for me to work. And then to have to focus on trying to make money, it was very stressful. It was very stressful. I decided to go ahead, come back to California, rest up a bit, which it did help me moving back with my dad to not have to really stress about finding a place immediately. And then I could heal and my body can kind of decompress from all of the things that I have been dealing with in Charlotte and, just get back on track, get my mind right. It was more of a self-care period when I first got back to Los Angeles. So I am 100% grateful for that because it allowed me to refocus and figure out what I wanted to do. As far as opportunity, I still feel like there is more opportunity in Charlotte just because there aren't as many options in Charlotte. So because there aren't as many options, it kind of opens up the floodgates for people who are moving to the city to come in and kind of create their own wave. That's the one thing that I did love about Charlotte is that the city is very receptive to new businesses, new technology, new ideas, and new ventures. So that is something that I love about Charlotte. In Los Angeles, you can absolutely get lost in the mix because there are so many people here. There's people moving here every single day, and it kind of seems like you're in a tug of war with everybody else trying to do the same things that you're trying to do. Of course, LA is ridiculous when it comes to traffic. When it just comes to anything, any place nice that you want to go and enjoy, you can count on the fact that there will always be a ton of people there. In Charlotte, not so much. You have new businesses that pop up. You have staples within the community that people love to go and chill at, and you don't have to worry about there being a ton of people there. Even if you decide to go on a Saturday morning when most people are off, Charlotte takes it a little bit easier than Los Angeles. Charlotte is kind of on their own schedule. Like, people really aren't in a rush to do much of anything. In LA, everybody's in a rush. Now, we're not New York, but you have people out here who, they have their own agenda and they're on their own schedule and they want people to accommodate that. I don't want to be in 5th gear all the time. I want to be able to enjoy my city and enjoy, new restaurants and new gathering spots and enjoy the people that are there. Like I said in previous videos, I joined all kinds of networking groups and attended many events that were meant for, singles, that were meant for people who were professionals, and it really helped me get a feel for the city and the people in the city. Some of the nicest people are in Charlotte, North Carolina. LA, you do have to deal with a lot of fakery, but it's not necessarily people that are from LA. A lot of it is people who come from other places to LA because they're trying to fit in. They're trying to, do what they think is necessary to kind of be on the same playing field as the people that are already here and already established. And because I grew up here, I don't really have to do that because I have my familial foundation. My family is here, so it's not necessary. But I do see how and why people coming from other places feel like that's necessary because they're trying to blend in. Like I said, it is dog eat dog out here, and the more people you know, less you have to stress about work and making money and all of that stuff. That's important for your survival. So, all in all, I do miss Charlotte. I don't miss struggling to make money. I miss how beautiful Charlotte was and is. I miss the people. I miss being able to get up and go to the grocery store and there's like 8 people in the grocery store. Like, I do miss those things. I wish there was like a common ground, like a city that was a common ground where you can make some good money, but then you also can go and live in neighborhoods that are beautiful with genuine people. Like, I do miss that about Charlotte. Will I move back to Charlotte? The answer right now for me is probably no, and it's not because of anything else other than the fact that the opportunity to make money is not quite there yet. Have a child, so unfortunately me making money is like paramount. Like, that's the most important thing for me right now. Maybe, if I'm retired or, I make enough money where that's no longer a concern for me, Charlotte would definitely be on my radar. But as of now, as long as I have to support my child, I'm gonna be in Los Angeles. If you watch my vlogs, then you know that I am always out doing something, always in LA. It's just a never-ending supply of things to get into. That was the other thing that was kind of a little bit of a bummer with Charlotte, is that you have to wait for things to happen, wait for events, and then once events are going on, then everybody in the city is involved because things happen so few and far between. Out here, it's not like that. Like, somebody can throw something together and you'll have 20-30 people there ready to get lit. LA definitely always has entertainment and things going on in the city, which makes it a great place that people want to move to. Unfortunately, we ain't got no more room for no more people. I just want to give an update because I felt like I left Charlotte kind of abruptly, and a lot of it was due to the fact that I was dealing with Graves' disease, and for the most part I have been in remission. I haven't had any major issues for at least 2 or 3 months. I just have been taking my health more seriously. I've been deliberate about doing the things that my body needs in order to feel good. And yeah, I've just been focusing on that and working. Like, that's what I've been doing, but not to the point where I'm stressing myself out. I love the autonomy with my work here in LA. That's something that I don't have when I've lived in other places like Charlotte, because you basically got to make your money. You got to hurry up and make your money because you just never know. And so out here, the money is consistent. Like, it's coming through all the time. That's the only reason why I would not pack my bags up tomorrow and move back to Charlotte. Charlotte got to get a Hollywood. Atlanta, you all right. You doing all right, but you definitely ain't no Hollywood. Atlanta's prices, like the amount of money they pay people, is not enough for me. They don't pay enough money. I need Charlotte to start this movie industry. Charlotte needs to get on that. But that's all for me, y'all. That was just my 1 year update. It has officially been my 1 year anniversary that I've been back in Los Angeles. And for everyone asking me how I am enjoying it so far, I am, because I don't have to stress about making money. My family is here, and I did miss them when I was in North Carolina. So it's good, it's always good to have the support of your family, your friends, the people that you care about and that care about you. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.